Hey guys, this is Dillybird BK here, and I am going to be doing something a little bit different. Usually I would be streaming myself, like playing a game or whatever, but I've been recently seeing a lot of people doing things like, ranking their opinions of the zombie maps from Call of Duty games, and well, mostly Treyarch, because Treyarch does most of the zombie maps. I'm going to be doing that myself. So I have a tier list right here with all the maps right here, and I've got my rankings here. And so all the tiers is rated F is garbage, E is bad, D is lacking, C is average, B is good, A is great, and S is god tier. And since I'm going to be streaming, this is going to be a I'm going to be explaining my thoughts like quite in depth. So I've seen a lot of YouTubers say this when they talk about all the other zombie the other zombie map ranking lists, and they talk about how you can't rank the World at War maps low. And to be honest, I definitely agree with that. I really do. So I have put all 4 of the World at War maps right in front. I would say where at least up to Shino Numa has to be put in average, because without Knocked, the zombies mode wouldn't even really exist. It really wouldn't. And then Verrucht is like Knocked, but all it did was just introduce perks. No, it didn't introduce perks. It introduced a power system where you have to turn on the electricity. And then Shino Numa is the one that introduced perks. So in a way, I really feel like these 3 maps have to be right here. Now, any other maps that I put in the average category will probably go above these 3 maps, and that's okay. These are the World at War maps, so and these 3 maps especially are what started this mode. Knocked started the entire mode, Verrucht introduced a power system, and Shino Numa introduced perks. Now for Derice, the fourth map in World at War, is definitely taken to the next level when it comes to its map layout, its a pack-a-punch, and all that stuff. So I'm not going to put Derice in average, but I'm going to put it up in good, because it has it was just a complete level up from the other 3 maps. And so that's how I'm going to start it. So yeah. Anyways, we'll just go right in order. I don't have any of the maps in any specific order. I just have them laid out exactly like how the tier list had them when I first opened up this tier list right here. I just put the first 4 maps in the front so that I could get that done and out of the way. Alright, so before I move on any further, I am going to explain a little bit about myself when it comes to zombie maps. I love playing zombies and everything, but I truly only play zombie maps to do the Easter eggs. Whether that's side Easter eggs for songs, or if that's main Easter eggs for the quests, all that kind of stuff. I don't like going high round, so I won't really do that. Which means that the only Easter egg that I technically have not completed is classified for getting around 150. I've attempted it before, but it's just boring to me. It really is. So, yeah. Alright. So, we'll just go right in order as the map layout. Voyage of Despair is the first one right here. Voyage of Despair is... it's okay. The map is very, very crowded. It's, as some people would say, it's the biggest map, yet it's the smallest map. And I definitely agree with that, because the map takes place on the Titanic, a cruise ship that has essentially sunk. This map takes place at the moment when the Titanic's basically sinking, pretty much. But it's more in one of those pocket dimension kind of things where it's not exactly like the Titanic sinking, but it is like an alternate reality, sort of. So in terms of the map itself and the Easter egg, some of the Easter egg just has annoying steps. The clock step is not that annoying. And the step where you have to do the 4 catalysts in in the different outlet areas is not too bad. The most annoying step is the planet step. And that's because you have to take like 10 seconds while zombies are coming after you to look at the planet order on the toy solar system. And you have to then shoot the planets out of the sky when zombies are infinitely spawning. And when you do shoot a planet out of the sky, you have a specific time limit to go get said orb from the planet that lands on the ship. And that step is just insane. But when you activate the orb from the sun at the end of the planet step and you go to the step with the icebergs and all the the ice things throughout the ship, that step is actually a lot of fun. It's nice, intense, and it's a lot of fun. But the planet step is extremely annoying, and I always despise doing that step when I attempt to do this Easter egg. So, in terms of map layout and the Easter egg and the annoying step and all that, and the boss is hard. It has a white mechanic. It has 5 phases instead of 3. And, yeah. So, I'm going to be putting Voyage of Despair in lacking, because the map layout is not that great. The Easter egg mostly is good. Just the planet step and how difficult the boss is just... Yeah. So we're going to leave it at that. If anyone is a fan of Voyage of Despair, keep in mind, this is my opinion, and my opinion only. So, yeah. Alright, let's keep going. Alright, the next one in line is... being a content creator. Me be like, alright, Drak. Drak is a great map. The Easter egg is amazing. The layout is awesome. And I just love the atmosphere of Drak. Like, in a snowy castle in the Australian Alps, I believe that's where it's at. And one thing I love about zombie maps is how zombie maps have 4 wonder weapons. That is what I love about some of these maps. And that is automatically going to make this map go higher than I would already think. But other than that, I already think that this map is just god tier. It's right up here, and I feel like that's where it deserves to be. I feel like that's where every content creator, plus any person in the community, would place Drak, just because it's loved upon so much. Sorry about that. My phone just happened to go off. Alright, there we go. Okay. Alright, next map is Garad Crovy. Alright. Garad Crovy is a great map. The layout is awesome. The wonder weapon is amazing. The Ray Gun Mark III. I love the atmosphere. Being in the war-torn Stalingrad and all that. It's just great. The one thing that I don't really like about Garad Crovy is its Easter egg. Its Easter egg can be annoying, and it can be extremely difficult. Like, the bomb step can be hard if you don't know what you're doing. Doing the bomb step in co-op is harder, because if you're trying to, like, write down where you need to go, or if you're trying to, like, record your voice, you only have one opportunity to look at it at full speed. You can't, like, pause the game or anything like that, and that makes it really hard. So that is one thing that makes it annoying. Valkyrie step and the Mangler step are annoying too. Mangler step is more annoying than the Valkyrie step, because the Valkyrie is just, you just go to said location and then you escort the Valkyrie. But the Mangler, you have to find the Mangler and then you have to slowly bring him back. Like, I know that the Valkyrie goes really slow too, but the Mangler is just a lot more annoying, because if you get too far away from the Mangler, then it will start walking away from you, and then you gotta chase it down while you've got zombies coming after you, and that makes it really hard. And then the other thing about Garad Crovy is the boss fight. What I love is that there's 2 bosses, the Dragon and Nikolai in a mech, but I feel like in order to actually do well and compete in this boss, you need to be running near-death experience. At least 1 or 2 people. If you're doing it solo, you may want to bring it, because if not, you're probably going to die. If you're doing it in co-op, you're probably going to want to have at least 2 people bringing near-death experience into this boss fight. Like, it's really hard. The dragon is not too bad, but Nikolai is very hard. And, yeah. So, I'm going to place Grod Krovi. I love the map and everything, though. Doing the Easter egg can be really tricky, but it's still a great map. It's still a great map. So that's where I'm going to place it. Alright. Revelations. Whew. Revelations. The end of the Black Ops 3 storyline. It's the map that was the combined map of about 6 previous maps in the series. And it was supposed to be the finale of Black Ops 3 and the Ether storyline altogether. I think the Easter egg is pretty fun. It's very, very, very much out there. Like, if you don't know what you're doing, then you might as well not even attempt the Easter egg. Like, there's a lot of steps, and a lot of the steps don't even really make sense. But when you know what to do, you're not going to have a bad time playing this map and doing the Easter egg. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to put... And there's actually a mid-boss and a final boss. But for the final boss, what I don't like is it's just a reskin of the Shadows of Evil boss. I don't like that, and that's just not good for me. I don't like that they reused a boss. So for that, I'm going to place Revelations in good. That is where I'm going to put it, where the steps are just way out there, and the final boss is just a reskinned boss of the first map in Black Ops 3. So, alright, time to move on. Okay. Ancient Evil. It's been a while since I played Ancient Evil. Ancient Evil is a great map. I love the layout. The boss of Ancient Evil, the Gijanese, or however you say its name, is a cool added bonus. The shield looks awesome. I love how it's very special to Ancient Evil, where it has like the Roman shield, and then you can like throw the spears and stuff. I really like that. That's really cool. That's one thing about Black Ops 4 that I really liked, how they made very, very specialized shields. And no other zombies game that I can think of has ever done that. The one step that I remember from Ancient Evil that was annoying was the step where you have to give the raw perk statue the staff, and then it fires the laser at the wall at the other end, and you have to defend that laser for like, I don't even know how long. I heard someone say that it was probably about like 5 minutes on a video, and it feels like forever that you have to defend it. And that's the one step that I remember was just tricky. Other than that, the boss is awesome. I love the boss. Fighting Pegasus and then fighting Perseus, the zombie warlord. So in terms of all of that and stuff, I'm going to give Ancient Evil a spot right at the top of good for now. It's just my opinion. I hope everyone is okay with me being entitled to my opinion. It's okay. If you disagree with me, that's fine. This is just my opinion, and I'm more on Easter eggs as well. So any maps that I come across that don't have Easter eggs, maybe a little lower, but I'm going to try and really try not to base a map off of whether it has an Easter egg or not. I just love playing Easter eggs. Alright, let's move on. Alright, the next map that we're going to be ranking is Ascension. Now, Ascension has a really, really cool layout. And it has a really, really cool atmosphere. I love how the start of the map, you're in black and white until you turn on the power, and then you see this giant surge of color come at you. I've never seen something like it with Ascension, with that. There is an Easter egg to Ascension. I've never beaten the Easter egg, mainly because this Easter egg has no achievement to it. I've heard that it's a super easy Easter egg, and the hardest part of doing this Easter egg is finding the 4 people to do it. So I've never really beaten it. I've never really seen it I might have actually seen it like once or twice, but it was like a very long time ago. But the Easter egg looks kind of cool. And just the atmosphere is just awesome. However, I am going to have to give Ascension top of average. Because, it's one thing that makes me want to put it at average is the monkeys. The space monkeys are just god-awfully annoying in Ascension. They can steal your perks. And doing it solo, that doesn't work for me. Like, I will always lose a perk if I'm doing it solo and I'm trying to defend every single perk station in Ascension. It's not happening. It's not. So that's my opinion on Ascension. Other than that, I think the map's great. Alright. Alright, the next map is D Machine. D Machine was the first map in Black Ops Cold War. I really like what they did to like sort of remake Nocturne Toten in it, where they add in like all of like the really cool graffiti and the lights and stuff inside of it. It's got a basic layout where it's basically got Noct and then it has a facility underneath it, so it's pretty basic. And the Easter egg is very easy. It's really easy because the Easter egg essentially, it's not hidden like other maps. It, like, for the most part, it walks you through the Easter egg, and that is just something that yeah. So with the Easter egg being extremely easy and it being a basic layout, I'm going to put D Machine at the top of lacking because of what I just said. None of the steps in D Machine are exactly annoying, like in Voyage of Despair. It's just, the Easter egg is easy. It walks you right through it, and it's just, I get that Cold War was meant to have easier Easter eggs for more, like, noob-friendly, so that more people can, like, get into zombies and enjoy it more for easier Easter eggs and, like, I guess walk you through it, but being someone that has played Easter eggs for years now, I've been playing Easter eggs for about 6 years now, and going into D Machine on Black Ops Cold War is just, it's not that great to me, so I don't know. That's my take on it. Anyways, the last time I played 5 was back when I was way younger, and my brother was more into Call of Duty more than I was, and he got Black Ops for the Xbox, and he was able to play 5. My brother told me that 5 was a very, very hard map, and that the highest round that people could tend to get on, especially at least from people that he knew, was round 5, because that's why that they call it 5. I have come to realize a long time ago that that's not exactly the case as to why they call this map 5. It's more so represented for the Pentagon, because that's where 5 takes place, is the Pentagon. And Pentagons have 5 sides. So that's really cool reference to Pentagons and stuff and that. No Easter egg to 5, so I'm going to have to bring it down a little bit for that. And 5 is really hard. Like, I've never actually played 5 long enough to even experience the Pentagon Thief, nor even Pack-a-Punch. And that's not, I guess I'm being a little bit unfair to 5 because I haven't really played 5 all that much. But I think in terms of ranking, I'm going to put 5 behind Ascension for now. So, yeah, that's just where I think I'm going to put it. I played 5 a lot when I was younger, but when I was younger, I didn't really play as good as I am now, and I didn't even know anything about Easter eggs at the time when I was playing 5 with my younger brother on the Xbox. But, yeah. Alright. Ooh, this next map is going to be a great map. Mob of the Dead. I recently beat the Mob of the Dead Easter egg, and Mob of the Dead has a very simple and easy Easter egg, yet it's still kind of hidden. You build up the plane, and you ride the plane 3 times, You throw your Hell's Retriever at a poster, and you do input some numbers, and at the end you go into the afterlife mode, and you go on the plane while in afterlife, and then after that you do the final step, which is amazing, actually. I am going to bring that up. The final step of the Mob of the Dead Easter egg is something that Treyarch has never done with any other maps in terms of Easter eggs. The end step for Mob of the Dead turns, like, let's say you've got like 4 people together playing Mob of the Dead. It turns the 4-player co-op into a 1 versus 3 battle. And I don't know about any of you guys, but it's just, this is something that I wish was in more like Easter eggs, is turning the 4-player co-op into like 1 versus 3 or 2 versus 2 battles. I don't know. And there's something about PvP in zombies that's meant to be co-op that just, I don't know, that I love it. I love it so much. And because of that, I'm going to put Mob of the Dead right above Derice. Because it's got a great atmosphere, great story, and it has a super unique end Easter egg step that has not been used ever in any other zombie map. So, yeah, that's just what I'm going to do. It's a good map. Alright. Call of the Dead is next. Now, I have beaten Call of the Dead. I've only beaten the solo quest, not the co-op quest. Not yet, at least. And Call of the Dead, I have also downloaded the remastered custom map for Black Ops 3. And that is great. If you guys want to go check it out, please go on the Steam Workshop and look it up. It's literally just search up Call of the Dead on the Black Ops 3 Workshop and you'll easily find it. It's like the top one. But anyways, Call of the Dead is a good map. It's got a good layout. I really like the atmosphere where it's in like Siberia, and it's based off of a movie that is being like shot. Like the cutscene shows 4 celebrity actors like acting in a movie, and then the director gets taken by a zombie, and then the director becomes a zombie. What I really like mostly about this map is how it's a celebrity cast map. That is one thing that is great. My favorite one, obviously, being Robert Englund, because Robert Englund, I only know of Robert Englund because he starred as Freddy Krueger in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and those movies are great. I enjoy that horror series. But anyways, Call of the Dead, I am going to have to put above Ascension, because it's a good map. The Easter egg is pretty cool. It's the first fetch quest like Easter egg that we have dealt with, and yeah, that's just, I don't know. That's just my take on it. I do like Call of the Dead, I really do, but I would, even though I'd much rather play Call of the Dead over like Ascension or 5, I would not play Call of the Dead over like Revelations or Derice, or even though I haven't played Derice for a while, though. The one that I play mostly is the Giant, but I consider Derice as like the Giant, sort of, even though it's different. Alright. Next one is Transit. Alright. Okay. Transit is, the only thing that's good about Transit, really, is it's a map that is meant to be played in co-op. It is a huge map that was made when it wasn't necessarily ready to be made. And it's one of those maps where you play for like, with like a party. It's like a party map to play. Just have fun and going on a little adventure, using the bus route and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's just one of those fun maps. It's not necessarily meant to be taken seriously. It's just a map for like parties. However, the map is horrible. It's got like 5 different locations on a bus route, and in between each location is complete fog. And fog is awful. Like, I hate fog in zombies. And not only that, in the fog, you encounter these creatures called denizens that like fly out of the ground and they attack your head, basically, and you have to melee them to get them off, or you can like look behind you and shoot them so that they don't like latch onto you or anything. And the boss being Avogadro is really cool. I do like Avogadro being a boss in Transit, but overall, just this map is just something else. Like, I'm gonna have to put the map in bad because there's nothing really going for Transit. All it's really good for, really, in my personal opinion, is it's a map for parties. And that's it, really. Like, if you're going to play Transit, you are probably going to want to have 4 people to play it, because playing it solo is just boring. Playing it 2 people is not as boring, and like it's definitely preferred to play this map with 3 or 4 people. Like, that's what I think. It's a party map. Alright, Die Rise is next. Die Rise is a horrible map. I wouldn't quite put Die Rise in garbage, because it's not... I mean, I don't really think Die Rise is garbage, but it's definitely bad. I would much rather play Die Rise over Transit, mainly because there's no fog, no denizens, or anything like that. There is an Easter egg that is a lot more complex than Transit, because Transit has an Easter egg that's literally like 2 or 3 steps, and that's it. The only challenging part about it is you're not able to use any perks. And yet that kind of sucks. That part of the Easter egg is with an Easter egg that is 2 or 3 steps long. So that kind of makes up for it. Die Rise has a lot more of a complex Easter egg. It has a lot more team coordination with it. And when I completed Die Rise, I had a hard time because I didn't necessarily know the steps. I played Transit, Die Rise, and I did Buried with a team of 3 that were looking for one more to do the Easter eggs and get the achievements and stuff. So I was able to help them out and stuff. I didn't necessarily know the Easter eggs to Die Rise or Buried, but I did know it to Transit because I've done the Maxis side of the Transit Easter egg before, and these people that were asking for help wanted to do the Maxis sides. So I already knew the Transit Easter egg, but Die Rise and Buried I didn't. I was just there. I was helping them by being a 4th, and... yeah. Alright. Anyways, need a drink. I've been talking a lot. I'm sorry, guys. Alright. Tag der Toten is next. Now, back when Tag der Toten first released on Black Ops 4, I thought it was really cool because I had no way of playing Call of the Dead back in the day. When I was on console. No way of playing Call of the Dead. So Tag der Toten was a really, really cool alternative for me playing Call of the Dead. Sorry about that. That's my speaker. And I thought the Easter egg was pretty cool. It was a bit repetitive, where the same step had to be done like 3 times and stuff, and 3 or 4 times, and that was kind of boring. But other than that, I really did like the other steps of the Easter egg. Like, it was fun. And the end step was awesome, with turning the Siberian outpost into a hellish lava wasteland. And I don't know, I really, really enjoyed that, and that was a whole crap load of fun. It was hard, too, so that really brought my stress level up a bit. But when you beat that step, it is completely satisfying. And I am going to put Tag der Toten as a good map. At the top of good. I really personally enjoy Tag der Toten. It's a lot of fun. And I would go back to it pretty much any day if I really could. Alright. The next one is Moon. Moon, I've heard other content creators say this before, and I agree with them too. Moon is going to immediately go in between Ascension and 5. In average. Specifically because when you're doing the Easter egg to Moon, the Easter egg is heavily based on luck, or RNG. You'll hear people say RNG, that just means luck. Moon can be either the easiest Easter egg, where you get super lucky on everything, or it could be the hardest Easter egg, where you get super unlucky with everything. And you could be going up to like round 30 and still not have what you need. Black Ops 1 is definitely a lot harder because Black Ops 1, you don't get things like the Immolation, Liquidation, Gobblegums in Black Ops 3 to help you get the box weapons that you need. Oh, excuse me. But, and Black Ops 1 physics are a little weird too. That's why I prefer doing the Black Ops 3 version of Moon. But anyways, the Moon is specifically an average because the Easter egg can be either the easiest or the hardest. And I feel luck-based things should be taken to a minimal when it comes to zombie maps and the Easter eggs. Because I feel like luck-based things is just not cool. Because you never know what's going to happen. And it doesn't settle right with me with luck-based things. But that's just my opinion. But other than that, I think the Moon Easter egg, other than, like, the luck and everything, is just absolutely, like, amazing. Like, the end of the Easter egg, like, before I get there, the middle part of the Easter egg, you get to see Samantha come out of the MPD and on the Moon Station. That is awesome. Getting a 90-second death machine as well. And getting this really, really cool sound effect that plays that really, really shows the tone of how incredible Moon is going to be, where Moon was the finale of Black Ops 1 Zombies, to show how Richtofen is completing his grand scheme. And Moon is awesome. Other than the luck that you need in the Easter egg, Moon is awesome. Alright. Zetsubo no Shima. Zetsubo no Shima is weird, because it has a very, very, very different mechanic from other Black Ops 3 maps. Zetsubo no Shima has a planting mechanic where you plant seeds and you water said plants and you can get various different things out of them. A lot of really, really cool things from Zetsubo no Shima in the planting. You can get things like power-ups, you can get guns, you can get like perk plants where if you can like eat a fruit from the plant and it will give you a perk. You can make it so that you can essentially like create like a clone of yourself as the plant, and if you die, then you respawn by like ripping yourself out of the plant. It's really, really interesting. The boss zombie in Zetsubo no Shima, the Thrashers, are annoying. The biggest thing that's annoying about Zetsubo no Shima's Thrashers are when you go down, the Thrasher will then eat you and will carry you around wherever you're going while you're bleeding out. And that makes it harder for the other players to, revive you. And I don't really like that. But I am going to overall put Zetsubo no Shima as a good map in the B category. The Easter egg as well is just, it's short. It's short. It's simple. So I'm going to put Zetsubo between Mob and Darius. Simply because of, like, when I just mentioned that. The Easter egg is simple, the Thrashers are annoying, and the planting system. The planting system is okay. I don't know, it's pretty complex. And there is a little bit of luck. Like, one step you gotta shoot down this plane, and the luck is that you gotta, at least, I think it's luck, I could be wrong. Please let me know down below if I'm wrong. But I believe it's luck-based to get the AA bullet to shoot down the plane. And like I said, if I'm wrong, please let me know. Alright, let's continue. Dead of the Night. Now, I'm very happy that I'm not like Noah J456 when it comes to Dead of the Night, because Noah, in a video that he did, he straight up put Dead of the Night in garbage. But not only that, he made another row that said Dead of the Night Abomination, and I don't think Dead of the Night is too much of an abomination. I don't really like that they made it so that Dead of the Night was like a surprise drop DLC and stuff, but it's just not really it for me. That they made it like a surprise DLC. Dead of the Night has a really cool Easter egg. I really like the ending. The boss is awesome. The one thing that really annoys me, and I know that people are going to say this to just get good or whatever, because I've beaten the Easter egg before, but it's been a long time since I played Dead of the Night, but there is just so many part locations to find, and some of the steps are annoying too. Like, if I remember correctly, there's a step where there's like these tally marks, and you have to find like specific like symbols or whatever. It's something like that. But I'm gonna put Dead of the Night in lacking, because of all of that. I would rather play Dead of the Night over Voyage, because yes, Dead of the Night has annoying steps, but the one thing that Dead of the Night does not have that Voyage does have is in the boss, there's 5 phases instead of 3 like Dead of the Night, and the Voyage of Despair boss has a wipe mechanic. And that doesn't do it for me. I don't like wipe mechanics, but, you know, at least the wipe mechanics don't come very often, and it's not too bad. But yeah, Voyage is just really hard. Alright, Blood of the Dead. Alright, Blood of the Dead is another map that has a specific shield, like Ancient Evil, and I really like the Blood of the Dead shield because you can suck up zombie souls. But what I don't like is how they basically made it so that the Blood of the Dead shield replaced the Afterlife system. I don't really like that. But it makes sense that it would do that, though, because Blood of the Dead and Mob of the Dead are in 2 separate pocket dimensions, where Mob of the Dead has Afterlife and Blood of the Dead has to kind of reenact Afterlife mode without actually becoming a ghost. That just makes the map, like, a lot harder. In terms of the Easter egg, the Warden cutscene at the end of the Easter egg before the boss is awesome. The boss, after charging up the Dark Mechanism and putting Richtofen in, is super easy. Just need the Magma Gat Pack-a-Punch into the Magnus Operandi, or whatever it's called, and you shoot the Giant Warden once or twice, or however many times, and he's dead, and that's the end of the end of the Easter egg. I don't really mind that Easter egg's boss being like as easy as it is, but what I do mind is how incredibly intense and annoying the Easter egg is, and that is gonna bring Blood of the Dead down a bit. I do really like playing Blood of the Dead, but you gotta really, really know what you're doing for Blood of the Dead. I'm gonna put Blood of the Dead between D Machine and Dead of the Night. That's where I want to put Blood of the Dead, and that is where I'm gonna put Blood of the Dead, because, you know, this is my tier list. This is all based on my opinions, and all I can do is hope that you guys understand that this is my opinion. I know, because I know that there's gonna be people that won't agree, and I get that. Alright, next up is Nuketown Zombies. So, Nuketown Zombies is a survival map in Black Ops 2. I would much rather play Nuketown Zombies over, like, Town or anything like that. What I do think is cool is Nuketown Zombies did luck right. Nuketown Zombies did not put luck into an Easter egg or whatnot. They put luck into the gameplay. Because every once in a while there will be a meteor that'll crash down, and it will be anything between, like, a perk machine or it will be the Pack-a-Punch machine. And it could make a game really, really good by getting, like, Pack-a-Punch at the right time, or it could be really, really bad by getting perks and the Pack-a-Punch at bad times. And in that sort of way, I do like luck in that way. So in terms of that, I would put Nuketown above Noct, because Noct, Verrucht, and Shinonuma are the base survival maps. And Nuketown, I feel like, is kind of on par with those 3. Although, when it comes down to these 3 maps alone, I would put Noct down here, Shinonuma here, and Verrucht here. I would much rather play Verrucht over Shinonuma or Noct. But it's still the 3 locations. They're still an average. Doesn't matter. It's just my opinion. Alright. Next up is Classified. Classified is a map that is a remake of 5. I have attempted the main quest in Classified before, but I have not actually completed it. Mainly because the Classified main quest is getting to around 150, and as I mentioned before, I am not a high rounder. So that is why I will probably never do this Easter egg. But I have done the side quest where you get the free Winter's Howl, the Project Scatty or whatever it's called. That's kind of cool, but you need an extremely specific setup for it. A setup that I don't use normally in zombies. So if I want to go for that achievement, I gotta be in the mood to actually play for that achievement. But in terms of Easter eggs and the map and stuff, yeah, it's exactly 5, but I'm going to put classified one step above 5 because it's literally 5. That's all it is. A really cool added on bonus to classified is you can still go into the original Pack-a-Punch location, but the Pack-a-Punch is actually at Area 51 in the moon map, and that's where you teleport. And I think that's kind of cool that they changed that around so that it's not exactly like 5. But anyways, yeah. Nothing really to talk about with classified, just... yeah. Alright. Next up is Shangri-La. Now, Shangri-La is a very, very hard map. I have recently done the Easter egg to Shangri-La, and I helped 3 other people do the Easter egg for Shangri-La on BO3. I have gotten Perkaholics on BO3 in Shangri-La doing the Easter egg, and I would still go down. This map is close quarters, it's hard, and the Easter egg just makes this map even harder. What I do like about the Easter egg for this map is how visually stunning it is, going into the Eclipse mode and all that kind of stuff, and hearing all the audio cues and all that. You're essentially helping 2 explorers through the temple, and I don't know, I just find it really awesome. And in terms of how much attention to detail that they put into that map and the Easter egg, I am going to put Shangri-La above Zetsubo. Now, that might be a little high because it is originally a Black Ops 1 map, and the Easter egg you need 4 people to do, but when you do get 4 people that know what they're doing for the Easter egg, you will not have a bad time. You might end up dying because the map is hard, but when you are actually on a roll doing the Easter egg, it's so much fun. It's just, I don't know, it's awesome. Alright, the Giant. Now, I'm going to be putting the Giant right above Doris because, like Classified, the Giant is basically a one-to-one remaster of Doris. The Giant does have stamina, where Doris doesn't. And the Giant just has a lot of high visual updates, improvements, and stuff like that. It's just there. So I'm going to be putting the Giant just one step above Doris. Alright. Alpha Omega is next. I think Alpha Omega... I would put Alpha Omega right in front of Nuketown Zombies because Alpha Omega literally is Nuketown. However, they did increase the map by 400% by adding a base underneath it. They have what's called the APD, which is the American version of the Moon Pyramid device. Instead, it's called the American Pyramid device. They have a main quest to it, and they have a boss fight. The boss is the Avogadro, again, from Transit. And with the boss, you have to trap the Avogadro back into the APD, and you send him over to the Hanford site in Washington, aka Transit. So Alpha Omega technically takes place before Transit. The Easter egg, however, to Alpha Omega is a chore. It's, in ways, it's like Garod Krovi. It's a chore. And there is a mechanic in Alpha Omega where you have to put in a crap load of codes, and that is not fun to do solo when doing this Easter egg. So in terms of that, I am going to put Alpha Omega above Nuketown Zombies, but I'm going to keep it in average. I am going to have it at the top of average because no, I'll put Alpha Omega after Call of the Dead because I do like playing Call of the Dead. Alpha Omega it's a good map. Cool boss, but the boss is kind of underwhelming. And the Easter egg is a chore. So, that's where I'm deciding to put Alpha Omega. Alright. 9. 9 is next. Now with 9 has a very structured Easter egg. 9, has an Easter egg that is based off of the different, ancient gods in terms of like their perk statues, and each perk statue is categorized by a specific tower in the map. 9 takes place in an arena with 4 different sections, and each Easter egg step is based off of each section with the perk statue. So 9 I am going to put below Garad. It's a great map. The Easter egg is very structured and it's a lot of fun, and the boss fight to 9 is great. I love it. I love how there's 2 elephants. I love how fun the map is, and it's just, yeah, it's something else. It's great. It's awesome, and 9 on console is the most played Easter egg I have done. Alright. Kino der Toten is next. Now, as I've heard, Chaos X Silencer thinks Kino der Toten Black Ops 1 is the best map of all time. I don't know if that's a joke or if that's actually serious, but I am not going to be doing that. I think Kino der Toten belongs in average, and I'm going to put Kino der Toten below Moon and above Classified. That is where I'm going to put it. It's like right dab in the middle of everything, and yeah, that's just where I'm going to put it. Alright. That may have been the quickest one that I have dealt with because Kino der Toten is extremely overrated, and I don't see why it's extremely overrated. Probably mainly because that's people's very first Zombies experience, and not mine. Mine was Transit, actually, but even then, even with mine being Transit, I don't think Transit was even a good map. But I still think Transit was kind of fun back when I played it back in the day, but then again, I didn't really know much about Zombies back in the day, too. So, that's why. Alright, next is Buried. Buried, unlike Die Rise and Transit, is actually a really, really, really good map. The Easter egg is also a lot of fun in Buried. Buried, when you buy the Buried DLC, it will give you the Ray Gun Mark II in all of the mystery boxes in all the maps on Black Ops 2. And Buried also features the main wonder weapon, the Paralyzer. The Paralyzer is extremely broken, and it has infinite ammo, and I believe it has infinite damage, but I could be wrong. I believe it is infinite damage, but it like slowly kills zombies. It doesn't like instantly kill them. The Paralyzer also has a cooldown, so depending on how much you use will depend on how much more of a cooldown the Paralyzer will have. And then Pack-a-Punch and the Paralyzer into the Petrifier is just great. That's awesome. And then just the Paralyzer is so broken because essentially what you can do with the Paralyzer is you can basically make it so that you can fly. Literally. You can literally make it so that you can fly, and it's crazy. I've never seen anything like it, but I think it's really cool, and it adds into just the chaos of everything that can happen. The Easter egg of Buried, yeah, I did not play this side of the Easter egg back when I played it, but the Richtofen side of the Buried Easter egg makes it so that you can go back in time to Round Infinity, and you have to search dead bodies for a lever for the Easter egg step is really cool, and I think Round Infinity is something that is not used much, because on Round Infinity you can't damage zombies at all no matter what weapons you got. But I do think, though, that it's a fun step. It looks interesting, probably extremely tedious, because I haven't exactly done this side of the Easter egg. I did the Maxis side, but from what I've seen, it looks fun and interesting. It looks tedious too, but I'm saying that from what I saw, because I didn't actually play. But in terms of everything that I have stated about Buried, Buried is a great map. I would even put Buried above 9, because Buried is so much fun, and you can just do so much with Buried. I don't know. You can do so much with Buried, and it's very different from Die Rise or Transit. Alright, Shadows of Evil is next. Now, Shadows of Evil is a really, really interesting map. I love Shadows of Evil. It's awesome. It is such a fun map, and the Easter egg is fun. It's really structured to all the 4 different locations around the map based on which character you are. And the ending step of Shadows of Evil has one of the best soundtracks ever, and I am a huge fan of that. However, the end step in Shadows of Evil is extremely team coordinated, and if you don't have someone that is gonna like if you don't have someone that knows what they're doing, you're gonna have a somewhat bad time, and it's gonna be tricky to do. The worst part that I've dealt with when I was back on console was when I try and do the Shadows of Evil Easter egg and someone would leave during the end step of the Easter egg, and I couldn't figure out how to get that step done because we had 3 people, not 4 people. But other than that, if you can get people that know what they're doing for the Easter egg and you actually do the Easter egg is actually a lot of fun. Shadows of Evil, I am going to put in God tier. I would much rather... Now, this is going to be weird, but I would much rather play DE over Shadows, even though that Shadows is... objectively, I think Shadows is better, but in my personal opinion, in my subjective opinion, I would rather play DE over Shadows. Now, moving along, we have one more map. We've got Origins. Origins was the very first Easter egg I have completed, and I was not knowing what I was doing at all during the Origins Easter egg. I had to be carried through because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know that there were Easter eggs at all for any zombie map. But when I did do the Easter egg back then, I thought it was a lot of fun. It was hard, and I thought it was great. Origins is another one of those maps that belongs in God tier. I would say I would much rather play Origins over DE. I would much rather play DE over Shadows, but Shadows is still a God tier map. And there's my tier list. I hope you all enjoyed my tier list, and now I think it's time that I get going because I am gonna see about some I don't know, I'm just being a little busy. I wanted to make a tier list because I want to become a zombies content creator, but I am a little busy now and I'm gonna have to get going. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. It looks like no one showed up, but maybe there is. I don't even see a viewer count, so it doesn't really matter. Plus, I don't want to see my viewer count anyways, but I hope you all enjoyed seeing my opinions on zombie maps. Thank you all so much for coming by, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.